Donut County. I am hungry. I don't know what it means, but I'm really excited to find out.
Welcome to Zero Hit Points, everybody. It is November 13th. I'm Ryan Miller. This is Matt Amberg.
Hello.
And a semi-moment of silence here up top. If we sound somber, I guess Matt's one step ahead of the game, as always. But heard that Stanley, the great Stanley, has taken the final trip, it seems.
He's crossing the rainbow bridge that Thor uses. He's going.
Very good.
He's going.
You know exactly what that's called.
He's going to Asgard. It's
Call
called
it by its name.
The Rainbow Bridge.
Doesn't it have a better name than that?
Yeah, it's a rainbow bridge.
Crossing the Rainbow Bridge, Stanley. It's impossible to say how influential that guy has been to us personally, to the world, period. You know?
Yeah. Without Stan Lee, so many of these movies and comic books and these things that are ubiquitous in the zeitgeist now and in society, that they don't happen. You know,
and he was also the first dude I ever remember, like back in the 80s when I'm collecting stuff or whatever. I couldn't tell you who made, the figure, like who the Hasbro guy was or something like that. I could tell you who the Marvel guy was. Everybody knew Stan Lee. I knew the guy who owned the company or whatever, or the CEO.
Yeah, I mean, Stan Lee was one of those. I don't know. I don't even know how I knew him. I just did. And
yeah, right.
Well, actually, I know how because it was the back of the book. It was always at the end of the book where he had his little blurb and Excelsior at the end of it. Right. And Stan Lee, that's it. But what Stan Lee was more than anything, and I think this is one of the most important parts of his legacy that may not be at the forefront of people's minds, is the fact that it didn't matter who made the comic book. He was excited about comic books, and he went out to make people excited about comic books. He was the best advocate for comic books that you could possibly have asked for. And I think that's an important thing, especially right now. And I hope people remember that
positive influence.
Stan Lee was the loudest nerd for a long time.
Perfect way to put that. So, Excelsior Stan Lee, the final nuff said. But we're Zero Hit Points, where we can just never say enough, it seems, about video games. That's this one on the Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about some of those. But first, and this isn't a segment we've ever talked about actually existing, but I seem to do it at the top of the show all the time now. How's the stream going?
Pretty good. Last week we had some short streams, and actually for the next 2 months, there's going to be a lot of weirdness with the timing on it.
Oh, like daylight savings or something?
Yeah. Well, it's similar to daylight savings in that I am giving up some hours.
Huh. How does that help farmers?
Yes, I do use the Farmer's Almanac. I run that just kind of an interesting timing situation. No, but there's holidays coming up. We have family and friends visiting over the next 2 months. Like every other week, we have new people coming in and out. And
I always forget about the holidays. Like I don't know why I don't ever try and take time off. Maybe it's because this is fun and I enjoy it. And the holidays, I'm like, cool, I can stop doing the things that suck. Like today's Veterans Day. We are incredibly disrespectful right now.
Wait,
literally.
Wasn't yesterday Veterans Day?
Yes,
Veterans
technically,
Day?
But I'm dropping the veil.
Oh God. Okay.
We are working on the day of the veterans.
That's right. Not the veterinarians. Why don't they get a day too, by the way?
They do, technically. They're going to when I take my cat in, anyways. Hard to find someone that doesn't use ketamine, it seems.
Huh.
Are you aware of this?
No, I'll have to talk to my wife about that. She's familiar. Not in a Special K kind of way.
Sure, no. Your wife has like veterinarian experience, doesn't she?
That's what I'm saying. I got to talk to her about that.
Right.
I don't remember hearing about ketamine being used a lot.
Well, there's a lot of places out there that'll cut your nuts off for very cheap. Did you know this?
Oh, sure.
There's lots that you just take your pet and they're like, we do this all the time. It's fun. It's super cheap. We're great at it. Like we specialize in this thing for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I guess Bob Barker loves it.
No, it's a good idea.
I guess ketamine's the drug of choice there. Cheap and easy and old. It's like a World War I thing, isn't it? I swear it's been around.
Ketamine? It's been around for a long time.
But apparently that's real bad for most animals and especially sphinxes because I'm pretentious. That was the cat we got. So yeah, you got to go to a real fancy thing and
every time you mention the cat, I can never imagine anything else other than there was an episode of Friends where Rachel gets a Sphinx cat because somebody died or something and she has no idea what to do with it and she kind of walks around with it on this pillow. Like it's always on this like really fancy pillow.
Okay, that's pretty good. You know?
It was very funny.
Friends has been on that's on my Netflix. The whole thing's up on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you a proponent of Friends? Are you the like you would say, oh, you haven't seen all that? You should do that, Ryan. Are you one of those?
I don't know that I would say that. I liked it a great deal, and it's a show that I certainly go back to. It's not one that I will sit down and watch the entire run like I will with say 30 Rock. I'll sit down and I can watch that over and over.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Exactly. God, I cannot believe how much that one has taken over my days. It's
Tune
great.
in Thursday for the movie and/or TV podcast.
Yeah.
This week, did you want to talk about Red Dead at all? I'm sorry. Were you done with the stream stuff?
I wasn't.
Hours are going to change.
Yeah.
You play some games.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I didn't even come close to that.
Fair.
So yeah, hours are going to be weird this week or this month, and next month. But we're going to try and do birthday stream December. It'll be around December 15th. That'll be fun. That'll be ridiculous.
Is that your birthday?
December 15th is, yeah.
Doxed. Got you again.
By the way, speaking of birthdays, happy birthday to Sliptide.
Man.
He's an adult now. Good for him.
He is. What is he? 20? I haven't kept track.
I don't know. He's got 6 kids and he's 25. Okay. I don't know what's happening.
Man, that guy.
And one of them's 14. So he's congratulations.
Real nightmare.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sliptide does the music for the show.
He does. He's amazing. Go to
all of it.
Yeah, go to soundcloud.com/Sliptide.
We literally can't say how cool he is enough. We couldn't say it enough.
I don't even want to try.
Yeah, in fact, let's stop. Wish him a happy birthday.
Good. Happy birthday. We played some Overkill's The Walking Dead on stream this week.
That's right. You got that.
I did got that. That is a very fun game with other people. As a solo game, that is not a very fun game. Thankfully, it's got a super well put together, as far as I can tell, matchmaking system where you do get drop in, drop out. So that's very cool. You can kind of kick it off and wait for some people to get in. You can go out. There's lots of modifications and customizations to the weapons. But what's fascinating and interesting about them is the weapons themselves degrade, and also you will break the things like if you get a silencer, they can last for a while, but they eventually break. And I don't know that you can ever repair them because I haven't found anything that good, but they have quality levels.
Gotcha. Is this the Left 4 Dead-ish?
Yeah.
take?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. So it's a combination of State of Decay and horde mode, and basically it goes back and forth between the two.
That doesn't sound like Left 4 Dead in the least.
But well, hold on.
Sorry.
It's got the Left 4 Dead thing because it is they're very linear levels with a couple of different ways to go. So a little more linear or a little less linear than Left 4 Dead, but very similar. Also, this is a game that is heavily stealth based. It's not like they're just not running at you all the time. You can sneak by some situations.
But it's multiplayer?
It is. It's 4-player.
How does a multiplayer game work in a stealth capacity?
Well, because everybody understands that gunshots are going to alert zombies. So So everybody's using melee weapons, guns with silencers, and crossbows.
So people are playing along, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
That's the part I can't believe. Okay.
No,
all right.
absolutely. So I don't think this is not a game, as far as I can tell, that you can't kind of play that way. The amount of so they actually stop it. They actually kind of force you to do it because you have a meter at the top. Every time you make noise, the meter fills up. You get 3 meters and you attract a horde. And when the horde comes, it is just not good. Is there
any escaping it, or is that just game over pretty much?
No, you can escape it. You can get away, but you are not. It's not going to be easy, and you can't. You're not going to wipe out all the zombies. There are ways to kind of cheese things, but I don't consider them cheesing. Like, you can stand on top of a car, like kneel on a car and just chop at guys. I don't think that's cheesing though, because in real life, that's a valid thing you want to do.
I would love a game that puts that into practice. Like this is one of the things I didn't even get into when we were doing the Dead trilogy, or for book club a couple of weeks back.
Sure.
And this came down to kind of budget and extras and stuff like that. But there were several times where I was like, man, just sit on the other side of the fence. I do this with a lot of zombie movies, actually, and just poke them in the head.
Right.
Like, their bodies are going to pile up. It might take you an entire day. Okay. But you're going to make a dent. I would love a game that would let me do that.
This totally lets you do it, because you can potentially, like, the bodies don't pile up that way, but you can totally get them to you can kind of treat them like it does work when you're playing with people. If you run over to something and make noise, they will turn around. Like, they will go, oh, there's somebody else, and you'll drag away a whole chunk of those zombies, so the person on the car or whatever can clear a path.
So now you've actually got me interested in this thing. My dream zombie game is something that takes that into account. Like, there's a finite number of zombies. Make it 1 million, I don't care. Make it a ton. But over the course of the game, you are taking down this finite number until there's 0 zombies left. That's like, literally, I love that game already.
It's not. That's not this.
Okay.
You definitely you can thin them out. Like, you can really thin them out. And during the linear levels, you actually can kind of clear the areas. There always seems to be a straggler that's like, hey, I was hiding behind that bush over there. But
right.
you can definitely do that. And then there are sections where you are... So there is a story to this. This actually has a full storyline. And the story is basically... it's kind of the Savior's story from Walking Dead, the comics and the show, where there is a group called the Family. You're basically like Alexandria, the safe zone or whatever, and the Family says, hey, give us half your stuff, and nobody gets hurt. And you guys say, yeah, well, we'll kill you if you try to kill us. And they go, all right, well, fine, we'll just leave. And then they come back and overrun you to take your stuff. So you're going back after them. And there are sections they have that are kind of blocked off. So you kind of get a little bit of just human on human interaction, but they're all stupid and will use their guns. So if you do not play a little stealthy, your meter can go up real fast, and those guys will die from the zombies. They will kill them, but they're also going to kill you. So it is, it's pretty good. I like most of it. I'm still not loving some of the, there are a couple controls that are they're either a little delayed, or there are, and so the delay is coming in from you can climb up on things and climb over things and jump over stuff, but it has a little icon, and there are too many times when I'm standing there pushing the icon and I'm not crawling up on top of it, and I'm falling down, like, for no reason. There's no zombie pulling me or anything. And then the other thing is that there are a number of spots that look like you should be able to get up on, and you legitimately can't get up on. To, like, there are parts of the environment that look, you should be able to get up there. Nope, can't do it. You can't jump on it.
The visual language, a little muddy.
A little bit, yeah. But otherwise, it is a really fun game, and I would definitely play this. I would definitely play this with you. This is a game where if you got this, I'd pick it up again. I'd get it.
Well, how much are you playing it? How many streams did you dedicate to it? Is this all you played this week?
We did. I did a little bit of Dead by Daylight earlier in the week. On Tuesday, I had to take Wednesday off because I had to work and therapy, so I was, like, really busy on Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, I did for most of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds interesting, actually. It sounds more interesting than I thought it would be.
Me too. Me too.
I didn't get to tune in myself because I was working 12-hour days for enough days out of the week, let's say.
Yeah. Hey, it's the worst.
So, I saw you in a menu at one point, and I knew it wasn't Dead by Daylight because the characters looked really good. And I was like, oh, this is different. Although there was like a double to the same person. I don't know.
Oh, you saw that part. That was funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red Dead 2.
So yeah, Red Dead 2. I have like two things maybe I could add, but honestly I didn't get to play a lot of that this week either. So
that's a good.
If you have something,
it's a good game. I found some fun things that I didn't know existed in this game.
Okay.
Such as I talked about that like New Orleans area.
That's Saint Denis.
Saint Denis.
Saint Denis.
Saint Denis, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that outside of that place, when you start going in the swamp, I forgot about this about New Orleans. Yeah, there are crocodiles.
I was gonna say, I bet the alligators or
alligators.
I don't know which. Yeah,
I can never keep it straight. But what I do know is, I was cruising along, something popped up on my radar, and I went, "Oh, what is that? I want to go get it." A little red dot, so I'm thinking, okay, it's an enemy of some type. Maybe it's a snake again. And I got real pissed about it because the snake bit me, and I was just mad. I'm like, never again. I'm never letting a stupid snake get me. This is not happening. And so I was actually going to go.
Snakes are so dumb because they'll scare your horse too if they're nearby. You can't see them because they're in the grass, and it's like your horse is scared of a predator. I'm like, what? And there's like a red dot, and you're like, what is happening?
Right, exactly. And the one that bit me was outside of a house sitting on a porch. I'm like, what are you doing?
It was his house, dude. Was he on the swing? He was sitting on the,
He was whittling.
He's got a little hat on.
Yeah.
Piece of grass sticking out of his mouth.
So I go back to this thing, and I see the crocodile or the alligator, whatever the hell it is. And as I'm seeing it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to shoot this thing. I pull out my shotgun thinking I'm just going to blow its head off. As I'm pulling my shotgun out, the thing starts running towards me, and my horse just bucks me right off. It was good. I did end up roping somebody and dropping them in front of the alligator. That was good.
Sure.
Alligator ate it.
Have you done the legendary bear quest yet? It's your introduction to the legendary hunts.
Yeah, with what's his name?
Hosea, maybe?
Yeah. Bears hurt.
They do. How did that one end up for you, though?
Oh, I did not get the bear.
Okay, so it takes you there, you have an encounter, and then basically the mission's over, and you can choose to go home with Hosea or stay and hunt the bear. I chose to stay and hunt.
Yeah.
And got my carbine out, because I figured I could get him from a distance, and I did see him from a distance.
Yep.
But you're right. I think I was far enough away that I tried to switch back to my bow, because if you kill certain animals with the bow, you get a better pelt out of it.
You get better pelt,
I think that's not the case with the legendary animals, if I'm correct.
Uh-huh.
I might be, because I ended up shooting him full holes. But in trying to change to the bow, he started to run at me.
Yeah.
And time don't go slow enough at that point. It slows down a little bit when you're trying to switch weapons. But I think I got maybe one shot off, and then he was on top of me. And I thought for sure I was dead. Like, there's no way I was going to survive. But it let me start stabbing him with my knife.
What?
So I'm like going to town. Yeah, I'm going to town with him, like just nailing him as much as I can with my knife. And it inches within death killed him. And he basically fell over on top of me, and I had to like push him off. It was amazing. It was great. I didn't think there was any way I was going to get out of that.
Oh yeah. So here's my experience with that. I also stayed. I also decided to hunt. I saw him from a distance. I used all my Deadeye right on his head. That just made him angry at me.
That's what I was expecting too. That was something I was like, I've only heard about the bear killing everybody.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then I got my arrows out. I got like 2 shots into him again. Still okay. He's still coming. He's still ready to go. I tried to run around. There's a rock up there, and I tried to climb up on the rock and get around him. And I got up on the rock. He stood up and went whoosh and just swiped at me, and I died immediately.
See, that's what I was expecting. I don't know how I got, like, there must be some account to like provide the experience I had, right? Like Red Dead is a lot about managing stuff like that. I feel like there's
Sure.
I don't know how I came out of that alive, but I did.
Oh man, cool. You know what else happened to me earlier today? And this hadn't happened yet. I had some guys. They were like, hey, stop for a minute. We need your help. And they had a carriage that looked like it was broken down. And they go, hey, we need your help. So I stop, and they're like, so here's what we need. We need all your money. And they start pointing their guns at me, and I immediately went into Deadeye, and I took the first two out. And it was cool to get robbed. Like, that was really novel and fun, and they did not survive.
Do you have to then still hide the bodies at that point?
I don't know, because nobody came past.
No witnesses?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I like as soon as I killed everybody, I threw my scarf on.
Smart. Yeah, no, you don't want the dead guys to recognize you.
I don't want them to recognize me. Yeah.
I've heard of stuff like that happening, and still people walking up on that and then telling on you like you weren't the one that just got robbed type thing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that hasn't happened to me yet. I keep, and this goes back to what we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago, I can't remember, about how we're kind of role playing the thing, and I'm playing it pretty straight. My guy's a good guy. You know, I haven't accidentally killed anybody, so I haven't had to worry about a wanted level or anything like that. Actually, you know what? We talked about this too, but it doesn't matter because I go out on the missions and I kill a whole bunch of people anyway. So whatever. I've gotten to the point where I've tried not to kill the O'Driscolls if they show up. You know, I'm like, I'll just defuse this. Like, I don't care. All right, fine. Do whatever. We don't have to get in a gunfight every time. I know there's this big rivalry going on, but that's kind of you and Dutch. Like, I'm part of the gang, but whatever. The game doesn't really facilitate that all that much. Like, they will attack you pretty darn quick. Mm-hmm. So I've had to get into a fight with some O'Driscolls. I think I've lost every single one so far because I'm not ready. I'm not as good at the Deadeye as you are. I got to remember to just hop into that.
So the key I've found for the entire game, honestly, is whenever you're aiming at something, you go into your like, you hold down your left trigger, immediately be tilting the stick up
for a headshot.
Right.
Yeah. I remember that from, was that the first Red Dead actually? Or maybe it was GTA 5.
I think GTA 5 did that, yeah.
Okay.
But for the Deadeye thing, I always when I do it, I try to be holding my L2, and then I have my gun aimed above their head, and then I click them in so that I can just kind of drop it down, and they're usually all relatively,
smart,
depending on where they're at, and then you could just kind of hold it steady and go right across.
Paint the heads. Smart.
Yeah.
Smart. You're a good cowboy.
Sometimes I shoot them in the shoulders to make them drop their guns. And then I hog tie them, and then I take them places and like drown them or throw them off the side of the. I put one of the guys that you early on you get this guy. You're supposed to go get the bounties for the German guy whose name I can't remember because I haven't gone back to camp for like 1,000 years.
I did that one too. Actually,
yeah. So there's this one guy.
They're not bounties. They're debts.
Debts.
You're collecting debts. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this one guy like Chick. I don't remember what his name is, Chick Magnet or something.
Sure.
You chase the guy down, and you finally kind of catch up to him, and the game kind of gives you the catch up, like his horse tires out. So you catch him with the rope, you lasso him, you hog tie him. He tells you where to go, and then you can cut him open, or you cut him open. Skin you become Leatherface.
Dude, if you could skin people and bring the hides back to base,
that would be amazing. I would do it. I would just have a skin suit. So I hogtied the guy. He gave me the information. I let him go. Then I caught him and I hogtied him again. And then I left him on the train tracks.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
He got hit by the train.
I had like... In fact, it might have been during one of those debt collector missions. I was doing kind of that same thing, and some witness saw me and started to take off like he was going to tell on me. So I hogtied him and just left him in the middle of the field. Like I have hogtied a couple witnesses to keep them from like that. They're all misunderstandings. That's why I'm the one. I'm a good guy.
Yeah. You're not robbing.
No, I had to hogtie. Just Wild West.
You said it.
Did you find the severed leg on the side of the road?
I have not found a severed leg on the side of the road yet.
I had passed it twice. It's between Camp and Valentine. I bet you've passed it too. It just looks like kind of a red splotch on the ground, and I thought maybe I had run over an animal at some point.
Which I've done a bunch of times.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. or it was some cool like flavor, like there's dead rabbits on the floor. That's because it's the West or something. I don't know.
Sure.
So, but I finally this time got off my horse and went and looked at it. No, it was a severed foot. So I'm like, all right, this is something. And then it leads up the way a little way, and then you find what it belonged to, and you find a note from a serial killer. It's basically the serial killer thing.
The GTA 5 thing.
Basically, yeah. So I got piece 1. I think there's 4.
So you mentioned this earlier, and I forgot to follow this up. The legendary animals.
Mm-hmm.
I actually came across one. I went into an area. You have found a legendary animal area. Search for it. So
Nice.
I'm tracking it down, and it's for a fox. And the fox is just bright white, super white fox. So I catch up to it. I'm able to study it. I've got my Deadeye, and I Deadeye the hell out of its head. Just the bunch of shots in its head. Yeah, that fox, boom, gone like the wind. Oh, yeah. No, it's the same thing. And then I Deadeyed its legs, knocked it down twice. That thing, nope, gone.
Wow, man.
Those legendary things. And I to be fair, I was using my varmint rifle because I thought, well, I got to use a lesser rifle so that I get a better skin. And I probably should have just used my carbine.
I feel like if I had a varmint rifle, I would use it on everything.
You can.
Do you say the word varmint as you shoot it? Like varmint. Like
you basically you end up sounding exactly like Yosemite Sam.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
I
wouldn't use any other gun.
Fucking varmint.
But
you can get the varmint rifle though at the gun shop in Valentine, I think.
I've been there. I made my gun, my 6-shooters all has like a long barrel on it.
Yeah,
it looks cool.
Yeah,
I did that to it.
I think he has that for sale though, and it's cheap.
And then I cleaned it.
Yeah.
Red Dead story time. Tune in every week. It's gonna happen. Every time. Anything else?
One mobile game.
We each have a mobile game. Is this what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Which one of us goes first?
I don't know. Whose mobile game is advertised by Ryan Reynolds?
Oh no.
That would be mine.
You're gonna win based on Ryan Reynolds alone.
That's you can't lose with him. Yeah. So there are these commercials for Toon Blast. Ryan Reynolds is in, and they're very funny commercials. And the first time I saw it, I was like, "What the hell is this?" And we were watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so I saw the commercial, watched the show. The same commercial came up. Same commercial like 5 times.
Were you watching on the internet by any chance?
I was watching on Hulu. Yes.
Classic internet.
Exactly.
Commercials.
And I finally was like, okay, I got to figure out what the hell this game is. So I downloaded it, and I am currently on level 101, I think.
Oh, jeez.
It is.
Which means that levels mean nothing, or that you are unnaturally hooked on this thing.
No, it's a little bit of both.
Or both, I guess. Yeah,
it's basically a match 3, except you match 5 and you can get a missile. If you match 10, you get like a bomb. If you get them next to each other, they do something different. They explode even more. If you put 3 of them together, and then it's got the colors, and then it's got boxes sometimes that have to be done with certain colors. Then you've got regular boxes that have they're locked up, and so you have to hit them multiple times with matches, and it's really addicting. I have not spent any money on it. It's totally.
I was gonna say I imagine it's trying to sell you stuff the whole time.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you only get like 5 lives, and and you get, if you get to like 20 like hearts and 20 or 30 somethings, you get to open a crate. You get to open 2 crates, and 1 crate that they'll always have like weapons in them, but sometimes you get like a full refill of life. It's stupid. I like it though. It's a good
cool. I'll check it out.
It's a good toilet. It's a good toilet game, honestly.
It even sounds like a good toilet game.
It is. No, it is.
Here you go, Toon Blast. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I got to get some blasting. I will say this for the game though. It kind of like, outside of the really annoying at the very beginning, you kind of get, there are some things that'll force you to looking at their advert, like really in the app, but it's like the advert is part of the app, so it's got like all the look to it and everything. It's not, like a pop-up thing.
Sneaky.
And so you just have to click off the thing really fast, but I do appreciate the game is pretty fast about like moving. Once you're like when you're playing and stuff and you finish the levels, it has like a little thing, but you can skip through all of it and basically get to the next level really fast.
It's smart. If it's game's going to take you nowhere, and it should take you there quickly. And it's less bothersome.
And the one thing one of the things I like about this game also is that the puzzles are the puzzles kind of stay the same. Some of them are really, really difficult, and you really have to think about how you're going to which match do you want to make, because if these ones drop down, I need to make sure that I can get a bomb there, and if I put the bomb there, it'll fall. It's
and the strategy runs deep.
It does. It's a very complex game, and that's why Ryan Reynolds can feel good about promoting it.
That might be the opposite of the game I played, actually, in some weird way.
Tell me all about it.
I finally downloaded Donut County, as you saw.
But I don't know anything about it, but I want to live there.
Haven't heard like a wandering word or two about this?
No.
Okay. Came out a bit ago. You kind of get the idea if you see it. It's in fact, I want to say it doesn't even show up in the game store. It shows up in like the story, or no, something weird about the categorization of it, or like it says story instead of game or something. Anyways, it costs money, so I see you looking it up right now. I might as well let you know about that ahead of time.
Oh yeah, I'm not buying it.
I had heard lots of random rumblings about it. It's a very hard to explain, but easy to understand. Like I can't necessarily tell you what it is, but the moment you see it, you're gonna know.
In the game, the player moves a hole to swallow objects, which makes the hole increase in size.
Okay, maybe it's easy to understand. Fair enough. But that's not even like that doesn't ever get hard. It's more meditative maybe in its gameplay. Like it's super satisfying.
Sure.
You know, because it's like it's Katamari is the one you hear people talk about most often, I think, in relation to this thing. Because it's just you're getting bigger, so there is some stuff to it. The hole's getting bigger, you can swallow bigger things. It's surrounded by this weird kind of nonsense story. The raccoon, by way of the Donut County app, when people order a donut from him, this is when this all starts. But it's like talking about the app like it's the app you're using. It's weird. It's there for jokes, basically, and for kind of absurd situations and stuff like that. It has something called a Trashopedia. At the end of the level, it shows you all the stuff you swallowed up, and they all have like super weird definitions about them.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, it's funny. It's fun and funny, and it's probably just about over. It's not long or anything.
How much does this game cost?
Yeah, I don't remember. $4 maybe? You just looked at it. How much does the game cost?
I Googled it. I didn't look it up on the crap store.
Yeah, I want to say $3.99.
Okay, let me check out the crap store. I am burning them so badly right now. Apple is so stupid.
It's a beautiful game. Like, it's really well designed, and it is kind of meditative in that way, and it's just fun, and it's positive, and it makes you smile type thing. Like, you're not laughing out loud necessarily. You're smiling the whole time.
If I'm not LOLing,
well, hey,
Donut County, be a
welcome
hole.
to 0 hit points.
It's made by Annapurna. It is.
Yeah, well, it's Ben Esposito. It's a. You might have heard that name too.
It costs $4.99 of American human dollars.
It was $1 off. Yeah.
Yep. So you've excited me, and now you've dropped me from a roof, and now I have no interest in doing this because I'm dead.
Did I excite you? I didn't know that was going to happen. I thought maybe you would just think it was silly.
I would check it out. I like the art style on it, and I like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's very good looking.
I like that you're a donut and that you're a hole.
Maybe that, after the camera pulls out at the end and you are a donut, that would be something. That would be like add a layer of glaze.
I definitely need to go get donuts right now.
Yeah.
Can we stop recording so I can go to the get donuts?
Man, you know what donuts I miss? Remember when I did the Universal Studios season pass?
The giant Homer donut?
Yeah, the giant Homer donut. But they had like maple bacon donuts too, with like big old pieces of crunchy bacon, like actual real fancy bacon on the tops.
Not like the garbage that you get at Voodoo Donut, which is garbage.
Which there was a Voodoo Donuts literally it's outside the park, so it's not as good.
They're so bad. Like they're not that. They're just like the most mediocre donut ever.
They are. You could, at the very least, you could go to like a Krispy Kreme.
A Safeway.
Yeah.
A freaking Vons.
Fair enough. Have you been to like a modern Krispy Kreme though? Not like the donut factory where they only make like 2 types of donuts, but the ones where they're kind of trying to be voodoo, but not, you know?
Oh, yeah. No, we have one right down the road.
Yeah, you get some good stuff out of there.
Oh,
like,
sure.
That was as good as any voodoo, I thought, if you're not into like the whole double entendre shtick they got going on.
And they do better weird donuts.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
When do we do the donut podcast on Wednesday? Just Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
I think that's great. We should just do a food podcast.
We could do a food podcast. Is the stupid thing.
What are we doing? I'm gonna quit I'm gonna quit streaming, and we're doing that.
Or just turn into a food streamer.
Oh, there we go.
Right.
Here's just me eating a donut and going, mm-hmm.
This donut's pretty good. Next.
I could be like the guy who has that my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
Oh, Bill Clinton.
Yes, but also, have you ever seen that video?
Of Bill Clinton?
No, this is some weird guy, like this kid on YouTube, and this is like it's been a meme forever. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. This kid wearing like he's dressed nicely. He is so excited about the butterfly shrimp at Popeyes. He goes and is going to do a review of them, and he gets into it. It's 11 minutes long.
Maybe I have heard of this guy.
It's great. I got
All right, you look that up. My disappointment is measurable, and my day is at least as good as the couple announcements from Microsoft's X018 event. Does that mean more to you? Did I do it?
You did it, man.
That was hard. They had their thing. Did you know about this thing existed? I didn't know it existed before it came back.
I had no idea this was happening.
All right. Smart move, I guess, because Sony didn't do their fan thing, which I couldn't tell you the name of that either. I've been within feet of it every year for
PlayStation Experience.
There you go. Speaking of which, don't let me forget. Got my tickets to the Game Awards. My VIP ticket. In fact, this is how you won't let me forget. I'll just talk about it right now. Stay tuned for the next month until I go. December 6th. I got my ticket to the Game Awards again this week. It's a VIP pass, though.
Sure.
I haven't done this before.
Sure.
Let me tell you what it comes with. Ready?
Yeah, no. What is a VIP?
1 orchestra seat in the first 15 rows.
Ooh.
Special pre-show reception.
Ah.
Who knows what that could be?
That means you're going to get to mingle. You get to go talk to Joseph Ferris.
Hey, all right. Then I really am a VIP.
He'll be in the process of getting drunk instead of being drunk.
1 Game Awards merchandise items. 1 VIP souvenir credential. I'm sure I'm going to love that thing. Probably like a lanyard. Backstage pass with like a little asterisk that says cannot go backstage.
It's just going to say VIP credential on it.
There you go. And then the thing I'm most excited about, actually, 1 Lot W parking pass, my friend.
Ooh!
You pay $30 to park in like Hoobiville. Is that a real word that somebody besides my wife uses?
Hoobiville?
Hoobiville? No? Never? Okay. There we go. Out in the sticks. BFE?
Sure. No, I know those ones.
Okay, all right. That's another one.
Hoobiville. That sounds
all wife terms.
That sounds racist, though.
It probably is. Oh no, I'm not going to Google it. I'm going to stay in the dark.
No, stay ignorant. We're both going to do it.
I apologize. I still extend an apology.
Yeah, definitely. We did not know what it meant.
But I'm not going to look it up.
Yeah, we should have found out, but we failed.
But yeah, I'm paying $30 for parking anyways because there's nowhere that lets you park for just an hour. It's like you're always paying the day rate anyways out there. So
sure.
Yeah, you went last year.
I did. I was there.
So that's kind of makes it worth the extra $100 anyways. So yeah, we'll see. I will report back on every last bit of that VIP package.
I hope that you take some recording equipment with you and in that
I'll have my phone.
That reception. You know, get you some interviews, man. Talk to Keeley again. Say, hey.
I'm saying, yeah. Actually, best case scenario, I'm wondering if Keeley comes out to shake my hand or something. I feel like that would be ridiculous and a bad use of his time and this even VIP pass stuff. But that would be fun to be like, hey, And he would semi remember me for a second. I'll be like, no, I've seen you twice now, and I tell you I come every year, so it's fine.
And also, we had a long conversation at PAX, and how dare you not remember me?
It would be weird this time if he didn't, but he's a busy guy.
And then you say, "You sicken me, Keely. You sicken me."
Yeah, that would get me to turn finally. Yeah, after all the positive coverage we've given you, this is how you repay me,
Keely.
Anyway, so yes, the Game Awards is going to happen. Now you all know about that. Mm-hmm. We were going into the X018 event.
We got there.
It existed before. It's back now, and there's like 1 2/3 things that were kind of interesting about it.
Yeah. Who knew?
Microsoft acquired 2 more companies, Obsidian Entertainment. It's a big get, actually. I guess that's a good get.
That, depending on who sticks around there and who's still there, that could be huge, man, because those are the guys that people think New Vegas is probably the best of the Fallout games, and that's where it came from, among other things.
They're Pillars of Eternity, aren't they? That's had a great run. A sequel even, I think, that's doing good.
Everything is sequelized.
And I feel like the way they've been doing this is to keep the studios pretty autonomous. I mean, they're kind of building up a stable to keep Xbox Game Pass viable, to keep the first-party stuff, quote-unquote first-party stuff coming, so...
Yeah. No, well, and I mean, this is also, it expands what kind of games they can make potentially as a quote-unquote first party.
True. Obsidian does some stuff that's pretty singular and different probably than the catalog they've built up so far.
Yeah, and they also, in the process, also got In Exile Entertainment, which is the Wasteland 2, Torment, Tides of Numenera, The Bard's Tale...
which I have way less experience with. I don't know if you can tell me what those are, or
they were very big action RPGs. A lot of like Wasteland and Tides of Numenera are that kind of top down, big story, lot of lore in there. Supposed to be amazing games,
No, yeah, I've heard of them. That's something.
I have Torment sitting in my Steam queue. I have it. I own it. And the main reason I haven't played it is because that is a life suck.
Sure.
You're going to be there reading all this lore, getting sucked into all the story, and then you also have a game to play.
You got to pick your battles. Red Dead's the only suck you got time for right now.
It's sucking me dry.
Sucking my will to live. Wayne's World. It's funny.
Nice. Good call. Thursdays, Book Club for Movies.
In any event, I think it's fun that Microsoft is foregrounding their studio acquisitions, and I think it's smart and it's interesting, and there's probably a lot more to talk about that we are just going to skip at the moment.
I mean at the end of the day for this, my hope is that they do let Obsidian, they do let In Exile stay very autonomous.
Did you almost say In Excess?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the founders hung themselves. It was brutal. But I hope that they are left.
Apologize for that too.
Well, someone did. It's too soon. Come on, move past it. I hope that they're left a little autonomous, or very autonomous, and let them make what they're good at. Let them make what they want to make, because you let those people go and let them do their stuff. You're probably going to end up with a better product, and you're also going to get that kind of, like we talked about, that first party-ish uniqueness. You're going to get more action RPGs. You're going to get more, maybe more games like New Vegas that just don't have that particular IP. Yeah,
no. Ideally, this comes with money. This comes with backing from a company that's invested in good. And Phil Spencer talks a good game, man. Like, I kind of believe a lot of what he says.
Sure.
And the timbre of what he says, like
Phil Spencer is that guy that you really, really want to like, and you want to think he knows what's going on. He would never let Microsoft make stupid decisions. But then you find out that he also has like whips, and he beats people at Xbox. He's like, I don't see these games doing well. And it's like he's a Clancy Brown in Starship Troopers.
The Michael Ironsides? Is that?
He's also in that movie.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Thursdays, Book Club for Movies.
Yeah, I mean, worst case, you see maybe something not performing in the studio. Maybe that's part of this contract too, how it seems like these studios are afforded a little bit more autonomy than something that is wholly acquired by a big company like this. So yeah, maybe the contract is tentative enough that, yeah, we want you here because we're thinking this, but if you don't necessarily perform, or if you have too many flops in a row, which is sad, and this still sounds heartless to say it, but the contract gets dissolved. It didn't work out, or something like that. It's still a little more palatable than we bought you, you sucked, or we tore you apart, or closed you.
We shuttered you just because we wanted your IP.
Right. So keep an eye on it. Like I said, I'm interested, and I like that they foreground it, and we get to hear about the new companies they get and think about what the future holds, especially for Xbox Game Pass. I keep wanting to say Games Pass. I think it's just Game Pass.
I think you're right.
Look it up. We'll issue a retraction or a boast next week if we got it right. But this time they came out with the fact that PUBG is coming to Game Pass.
Yeah.
Cool. Also, Senua's... basically, the longer I have Game Pass, the more they release games that I've bought over the last year. Because I actually have Senua's Sacrifice also.
It's got to be really, really exciting for you.
It's great. The fact that I haven't canceled yet either, because I'm keeping it for Crackdown.
Sure.
Which we could just move on right to that. I don't think we need to talk about how Suicide Squad is coming to PUBG, maybe at all.
No, but it's expensive, so Joker and Harley, that's it.
It's expensive? They're charging money for that?
Oh, yeah.
Of course they're charging money for that. What am I talking about? Whatever. Yeah. It's just that it's the Joker and Harley Quinn from the movie.
Yeah, it's real dumb.
Those were the skins they got.
Yeah, stupid decisions. Everything on PUBG.
So yes, Crackdown 3. The game that's had more dates than I have has another date and a trailer. The date is February 15th.
Wait, so you never had a date in a trailer?
That's better. Yeah, no, you've got a better one. Dang it.
Gotcha.
Also, no.
Oh.
I haven't.
I did.
I've told you enough about my hometown that I will entertain the question, but no, I have not.
I dated a girl that was in a trailer once. She was nice. No shame.
Good. Crackdown 3 trailer, though, looks fun enough. It's all about the multiplayer, which I'm sure I'd be excited about if I were excited about multiplayer things.
But
adversarial multiplayer.
Right, but keeping in mind that I think that's the only way that crazy destruction where you can blow up the whole city.
Right. Yes. I mean, I'm sure. I mean, that's part of the reason this game took so long is because this was their whole cloud computing, like the demo, and it was all tied into that, which isn't a thing anymore. So this was where that kind of got relegated to, like, oh, it's still going to happen online.
Right.
I'm sure I'll dip in for whatever. And I'm going to play the game, so it's probably going to have an achievement I'll have to play it for.
Oh, yeah. And this is a game that you and I will play multiplayer for sure. There's no way I'm not going to get this, because I enjoyed the first two.
That'll ease the pain. I'll have you. It'll be the Destiny.
Yeah, you will be able to get super, super annoyed and frustrated while I also do the same thing. But except you'll be annoyed and frustrated with me because you'll be like, no, all you've got to do is jump to that thing, and then you can get the orb
as it explodes.
Right.
You know what? I am interested. I will have some fun. It's impossible that I don't have some fun figuring out what you can do with that.
Sure.
Like if there's somebody up on something high and I can literally just shoot out the bottom of the building and it like ruins their world for a second or triggers something else. Like if they can attach enough things to that destructibility that it's not from the trailer, it honestly looks like a cross between a throwback and I don't know. It doesn't look like contemporary multiplayer, like what multiplayer has become in these recent years. You know?
Sure. Yeah.
And I don't know how even that destructibility is going to make that better. Like if they could build something around that and build in not just a domino effect of buildings falling, but like a domino effect of gameplay and mechanics or something like that, you know, to where it's substantial. But I feel like they'd be talking that up a little bit more than this trailer, at least, you know.
I have a feeling that there are going to be multiplayer modes, and I have a feeling at least one of them will be you versus the other team. Destroy everything you can.
I guess even that would be kind of fun, like the destruction derby type thing.
They've got to do that.
I just have a sneaking suspicion that it's everything's destructible and a lackluster multiplayer experience. Like a totally run-of-the-mill multiplayer thing that would be complete garbage if the destruction stuff wasn't there. Like, so I just got a nagging feeling that
you're thinking like Doom. Like Doom's multiplayer that was just so mediocre, except now it'll have explosions.
That had a pedigree at least, though. Like Crackdown, not that Crackdown doesn't, but it kind of doesn't. Like Crackdown was kind of, the first one especially, I feel like was a surprise hit because it came with the Halo and the stuff and that and all. I liked it regardless no matter what. But Crackdown 2 didn't necessarily give you any idea that there was an identity to that franchise that could be... Yeah, I don't know.
We'll find out. We're going to play it.
We are. And that's pretty much the event. I don't know if you have anything else from this week, even from that event that you wanted to...
Not from that event, but we got a capper. I got a capper for us.
Oh, okay. I love it. Surprise capper. I have no idea. The deep dive of the show, and I have no idea what it's... Okay.
Thankfully, the dive doesn't have to be this deep. It won't be that deep. More than anything, just a mention here.
All right.
R.I.P. Prima Games.
Okay.
Prima Games. I think most gamers have an idea of who they are, whether or not they actually used the guides. But Prima was that company that whenever a new game came out, there was their guide, their giant guide that had every little thing in it, gave you all the tips, all the hints, all the secrets, pretty much everything that existed in the game. And they have died a horrific death. They will be shuttering their doors next year.
I guess that's horrific enough.
Yeah. Sorry. Sucks.
I don't have any Prima stories even, so.
I don't either.
Have you ever picked up a Prima guide?
I have never picked up a Prima guide, but there have been things that Prima has published that I've gotten in like a special edition.
Oh, sure. Okay. Do they go back that far? Like, I don't remember them from the 80s or anything. Like, I only remember them like from like college on.
I feel like, I feel like they were in the 90s, like maybe mid to late 90s. Okay. I am sure that something existed. I mean, I guess
this is a great retrospective we got going on here. R.I.P. Prima Games. Yeah, we hardly knew you.
I kind of assume that Prima was a spin-off of a Nintendo Power and GamePro, because GamePro had all the codes in it.
Feels like it, yeah, sure. Nintendo Power was more my speed.
Yeah, see, I was like GamePro. I like GamePro and EGM.
I always wanted GamePro. GamePro was the one I saw in the store and was like, ooh, I like everything about it.
Yeah,
I'm not old and I'm not cool enough. I actually didn't have enough money, is what it was.
Yeah, it was for me. It was GamePro and EGM. That was the one my dad always bought me.
R.I.P. EGM.
Yeah.
We hardly knew you.
All right.
And GamePro. I have no idea.
I think they have a website.
R.I.P. 0 hit points. That's it for the week, guys. Thank you for hanging out. If you did. If you didn't, screw it. Whatever. We are on the internet at 0hitpoints.com, and you can email us at podcast@0hitpoints.com, where you can talk to us about anything you want. And I mean, this isn't the show where every week we say we'll bring it up, but we'll bring it up. Let's face it.
Yeah, and join the Discord. Come and say hi. We've got we're chatting. We're hanging around, and
I feel like I just got some notifications that somebody Discorded while we were doing this.
Yeah, that's possible.
I don't even know how because we're Discording right now. That's what it is. That's how.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget, Thursday, Book Club for Movies. This week's Book Club for Movies was Gone Baby Gone.
You got it. I feel like you have to think about it before you get the title right.
Well, because I keep thinking it's Girl on a Train or Baby Driver or Baby. What's that movie with?
You're trying to say Gone Girl, but
Gone Girl is the other one. Yeah. But Nick, tune in on Thursday. Find out what next week's movie is going to be and get in on that.
Oh man, we are excited. We're already excited about next week's movie. So
I'm thrilled about it.
Tune in for this week.
Yeah.